Hi guys, Stefan is ever once more today from Stefan, and I want to just select my player of the past Premier League weekend, having done so yesterday with the moment of the weekend in the same league. So this time it's Erik Pieters of Stoke City, that's right, the left fullback, who's been at the club now for some time, originally from Holland of course, having been with PSV or PSV, Eindhoven and FC Utrecht before that. So definitely quite a seasoned player now at 29, having recently turned that age. He's a very responsible, level-headed and sensible player, and probably for that reason not one that particularly stands out, at least in the minds of some. But I thought, why not give him his due with this video itself, obviously highlighting the performance of Erik Pieters. Now I'm going to go over some stats. So I've actually isolated his stats so far for the whole season. I wasn't quite able to do that just for the game against Arsenal this past weekend, but certainly these are the early stats, the early numbers for the Dutchman so far across the 2017-18 season. So here they are now, bear with me. I will have to read these out off my MacBook screen, so please excuse that. So first of all, obviously 2 appearances so far for Pieters this season, no goals, and obviously 1 win against Arsenal this past weekend, having lost that opening match at Goodison Park. Now, in terms of goals conceded, just 1 for the side, obviously. And this is once again for 2 games, not just against Arsenal, but previously to that against Everton as well. So Pieters has made overall across those 2 games 7 tackles, 57% tackle success. He's made 4 interceptions, also 4 clearances, and 2 headed clearances, and 7 recoveries. 12 duels won, 8 duels lost, so you can certainly see the disparity there in favour, in this case, of duels won, so that's a very good stat for a defender, any defender. And otherwise, 3 aerial battles won, 2 aerial battles lost, so again that's favourable for those won. And moving swiftly down, so obviously 2 fouls conceded, 2 offsides conceded, I guess, and finally 47 passes, 23.5 passes per match, 5 crosses with 40% crossing accuracy, and finally 2 accurate long balls. So there you have it, that's Erik Pieters' numbers after the opening 2 games of the Premier League season for Stoke City, initially against Everton, and most recently against Arsenal, of course, at the Bet365 Stadium, a game in which they didn't dominate, but they obviously prevailed ultimately in. And Pieters was a standout performer, so he is the player I want to spotlight this weekend, or on the back of this past weekend, for my pick. So just on the game itself, with my naked eye, watching that match, I definitely caught Pieters doing good things, let's say, particularly covering, and certainly his physicality is something I've always really admired of his game, and positioning. He always knows where to be. So there you have it, again, those stats, if you want to go back and see those. Please do so to refer back to some of the numbers there, as I'm sure they'll stand you in good stead looking ahead. And just a final note, certainly a very underrated player thus far in the Premier League, having been there now some time. And just finally, as a side note, I want to annotate or append this video with a mention of Mason Holgate of Everton. So yes, he was culpable in the Raheem Sterling goal, which levelled things yesterday for Man City at the Etihad, but certainly a great performance otherwise from the young fullback, the right back, as he again did a really good job on Sana. But certainly Erik Pieters is my standout defender, in fact my standout player of the entire weekend. So there you go. I've been Stefan as ever from Stefan, and if you like this video, you know what to do, and also subscribe.